very good evening to one and all, and welcome to today's webinar. And I would like to inform you before we get into the topic is that we have previously done a series of webinars based on different technological aspects. For example, we have covered augmented reality, virtual reality in different sectors, industrial sectors, health sectors. So this webinar is going to be part of one of those webinars where we have discussed regarding augmented reality and virtual reality in retail industry. My name is Mohammad Imran and I'm going to be your host for today's webinar, and thank you so much for joining. So before we get into the webinar, a small briefing. I've been working as project manager in Graduate Solutions for past 5 years, and with a prominent 7 years of experience, 5 to 7 years of experience in virtual reality, augmented reality, and metaverse. It's been always an enthusiastic point for me when it comes to metaverse technologies such as augmented reality, virtual reality, extended reality. And I'm really glad to put up a topic for today's discussion, which is going to be redefining retail experiences, AR/VR strategies of leading brands. So last time we have discussed regarding how AR and VR is aiding the industries of retail. Today we are going to discuss about it a little deeper. So bear with me, as this webinar is not going to be of that huge, but we'll be having most important aspect points of how leading brands are using AR/VR in retail industries. So before we get into AR/VR in retail industries, let's have a short definition of what AR/VR technology is. I mostly believe that all of the attendees who have previously attended are well versed with AR/VR technology, and AR/VR is nothing but a technology where you get an opportunity to augment a virtual environment right into the real world is known as augmented reality. You're augmenting a digital product, digital environment into the real world. That is augmented reality. A virtual reality is where you are immersed into a virtual world. So you are surrounded by a virtual world. It could be of any scene and scenarios, and experiencing that technology together is called as virtual reality. Combining these two technologies, AR and VR, augmented reality and virtual reality together, is known as extended reality and mainly named as XR technology. So let's have a small understanding on how AR/VR can play a prominent role in retail industry. So when it comes to AR/VR in retail industry, the first thought which comes into mind is these technologies are only meant for entertainment purpose. I want to break that myth today by saying that AR/VR is not just into gaming anymore. It has expanded its branches into various sectors. Consider it as fashion industry, industrial industries, and manufacturing industries, scientific research, health, medical, and education as well. Leading brands and their AR/VR success stories. So one prominent example which I would like to share with you is how Dubai is using AR/VR technologies. They're not just using AR/VR in retail industries, they're also using it to visualize how to develop their cities in a more usable and a prominent way. They're planning the technologies in such a way to visualize it, the understanding and the planning of the cityscapes. So this is one of very important use cases which we can understand is like how huge projects can also be done with the help of AR/VR. Simplistic plannings and blueprints won't be doing anymore. Yeah, they do play a prominent role, but yet when it comes and combines with augmented reality and virtual reality, things get even better. So that would be my first and favorite example, how Dubai is using to visualize its malls, its roadways, its upcoming future city plannings, its railways. So that's how AR/VR can be playing a very prominent role in development and in growth. So before we discuss furthermore, I would like to inform you that if we have any queries and questions, I will be more than happy to answer those at the end of the webinar. So here I have a small explanation on how and at what extent augmented reality and virtual reality can connect the different sectors of industries. So as you can see, we have like holograms, innovations at works, remote controls, and places for information. This gives me a small example here, which we have previously worked on for one of the industries where they wanted to have different scenarios. The first scenario is for the visitors who wants to visit the facility and to understand how the things work there. For them, we had this like place for information. All they have to do is scan the QR code and an augmentation pops up right in front of them explaining that how the things work in that particular industry. Once they start moving forward, more and more information is also given to them. They have also can have been having an experience where they can be a part of how assembly works. Apart from that, when it comes to the testing, we have to understand that manual testing takes a lot of effort and human resources. While it comes to augmented reality, you can test the product multiple times again and again, reducing the effort and the costing as well. So this is like one small planning shown on the screen that how industries can access augmented reality, virtual reality technologies just to make their work more efficient. So what are the other industries that are using augmented reality, virtual reality? Shopping industry, as we have previously discussed, gaming and social media, navigation, training, healthcare, education, policing, and life concerns. So all these topics are been previously covered in our webinars, and I hopefully do request you to check out all our previous webinars too. After this webinar, you will be getting the links for all the previous webinars as well. So one of my favorite of these industries where augmented reality and virtual reality is used is in policing and in education. So recently there are like augmented scenario projection projects where you get an opportunity to understand and study the crime scene. See, this is one of the very important tasks when it comes to safety and security measures. What happens here is like you do not get a real-time experience all the time to solve a case, because an incident has to happen just to be make sure that you are having all the information. When it comes to other industries, same scenarios can be repeated again and again. But when it comes to policing, safety and security, these scenarios cannot be repeated. That's where augmented reality and virtual reality comes in. A scenario of multiple cases can be represented in augmented technology, and that can be sorted out by having a questionnaire. So thus helping the police and security to always be ahead of time, and this also helps to solve the cases even faster. Now that's a fascinating thing for me. And AR/VR in automobiles has always been holding a special place in my thoughts, because they have been doing and using AR/VR technology more than what gaming and social media are doing at the moment. So when it comes to automobile, they have n number of uses where it starts from modeling, assembly, testing, and also when it comes to testing, we had a project where we do some crash testing of the vehicles and understand where and what are the impacts onto the dummies, the test dummies, and getting the records. So we had an augmentation project where you can display all these data so that the analysis and study of the car design can be done much more faster and easier way. So let's consider that if we are doing a new model's car test of crash test, how does it happen? An entire car has to be crashed and can be recorded from multiple angles with the trackers. And once done, that data has to be manually tallied with the other model crash test. So what augmentation has done here, whenever a crash test data is uploaded into the application, it tallies with all the other data and shows you a visual representation on how this model is better than the other model, or like what are the disadvantages of this model and what are the impacts on the dummies. And you will be having a side-to-side comparison, which makes a work a lot easier. By doing this, the automobile industries are also bringing more safe and secure cars into the marketplace. So these are like a few of the things that are already in action in automobile industry. It's not like a concept anymore. It's already been done in the automobile industries. Many automobile industries such as Mercedes-Benz, Tata, most of them are using augmentation technologies in various sectors. When it comes to like remote repairing and maintenance assistance, safety of the drivers, AR-based manual instructions, initiative marketing and sales of automotive brands, visual prototyping, vehicle assembly, car showrooms, virtual car showrooms, self-driving car testings, and test drives. So these are all the places where the labor and the expenses can be reduced, and these scenarios can be repeated again and again, benefiting the automobile industries as well as the customers. So I truly appreciate how automotive industries are taking the best out of best from AR and VR technologies. One thing I missed out here is Tesla. They are the one to start using the augmented reality more than any of the other industries, being one of my favorite as well. But now I do see that most of the car industries are taking into the augmented reality and virtual reality as one of their main perspectives when it comes to safety, maintenance, marketing, sales, you name it. Augmented reality and virtual reality has got you covered on that. So AR, VR in real estates, we have done a complete webinar on real estates as well, on visualizing the interior design and experiencing how the interior design would look like, the planning and the various color corrections can be done. So we have like one of the applications where you are taking a virtual tour of a 2 BHK apartment. You have all the features to change the furniture with a single tap. You have the feature to change the textures, the colors of the walls, the designs of the lights, the ambience of the rooms. Everything can be done, and this will be helping a lot to the architects, to the interior designers, and to the real estates when it comes to closability, and thus giving you an option not just by looking at some pictures or some from blueprints, but you will be having a whole lot experience right around yourself at the moment in real time to have your own dream house comes to reality. So this is only possible because of augmented reality and virtual reality. Videos does make sense, videos does give information, but it doesn't give you the accessibility to change the things as you desire. Now let's have a scenario here where a person A and person B wants to buy a 2 BHK apartment for themselves. When a person A approaches real estate agents, what they get mostly is the pictures of the apartments, and he has to orally explain to them what he's looking for. While person B approaches a real estate agency where they use augmented reality and virtual reality. Here he can experience the apartments which are previously constructed. He can give the suggestions, he can play with the colors, the textures, the furnitures, the interior decorations, and then he can give the same feedback to the real estate agencies where the interior designer can take the part of it. Here, the effort put by the customer and by the real estate agencies can be drastically reduced, and an accurate output can be presented with some happy results. That's where AR VR plays a very prominent role in real estates, and I'm looking forward to see more projects when it comes to real estates in AR and VR. So when it comes to AR VR in real estates, as I said, Dubai is like one of the prominent countries which are going to use AR VR, not just in an apartment design or a mall design, but their entire cities. This is what I was talking about. So AR VR in major fashion brands, we might have come across many of the advertisings where you can try on the fashions. You just don't have to buy a product, wait for it to be delivered to you and try it on, and if you're unsatisfied you have to return it. That's a huge hassle for the both seller and the customer. That's where AR VR plays a very major role in the fashion industry. You can virtually try on the outfits which you like, and if you're satisfied with the results, you can opt out for the buying. This also reduces the hassle where you have to order and wait for the cancellations as well. So I have this one small preview here of like how many industries have invested into AR VR industry. So the fun fact is this report is from 2017. Now we are in 2013 and soon be closing to the 2013 to 23 to 2024. We'll be seeing much more drastic changes and investments pouring into VR industries. So we can say that VR AR industries are having a booming future coming ahead. So as I have previously mentioned at the beginning of the webinar that we work in DevDen, a metaverse creative solution company. So we have worked in various projects when it comes to healthcare, manufacturing, retail industries, oil and gas, and education sectors as well. So we at Devden create multiple applications in virtual reality, augmented reality, extended reality, and entertainment industries as well. We have worked on multiple projects of metaverses. So if you have any queries regarding that, how these industries work, and if you are looking forward for having a project that can be sustainable to the society and making a huge benefit for you as well, I would promisingly would like to say that Devden is a one-stop solution for all of your queries. So I would like to go back to my main screen, and I would like to know if you have any queries. I'll be more than happy to answer your queries before we end our webinar session here. Please put your questions if you have any. In the meantime, I would like to request you that after this webinar, you will be getting links to all of our previous webinars as well to go through it, as we have a detailed explanations for each and every sectors which we are considering that going to play a very prominent role with the aid of augmented reality, virtual reality in coming future. Well, it seems like we do not have any questions at the moment. But at the same time, I would also like to inform you that we are going to have one more webinar coming up soon, and that shall be informed to you as well. So this will be the end of the webinar for today's session. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a great day.